Yo. Yo, just looking at Stromboli because you can see that there's some activity. It's putting out some emissions here, volcanic emissions, and seems to be somewhat active. So is Sakurajima. Earlier there was a glow about it, similar to Stromboli here, which you can see is exploding a bit. Well, not exploding, but just putting out emissions, showing some activity. So figured I would get some video of this while it's happening to share so you can see that this is active. Yeah. Yo, just wanted to point out there was what's being reported as 6.76 here, but also 6.8 here, and Gimpa was reporting 6.6 and it was lowered from 6.7, 6.8. So this is actively happening or just happened, and that's a very powerful earthquake for the region, and it would seem that the activity is continuing and raising in concordance with this narrative that I'm obviously showing that's obviously happening. So just wanted to report that. Or maybe another one happened. 6.8, 6.76. No, well, it's different depth. Could be the same one. Alright. Get to this in the report later. Yeah. Yo, just wanted to look back at this again. As you can see, still active on the multi-view volcano cam here. You can see what looks to be steam or ash, smoke rising out of Sakurajima. But definitely some activity here at Stromboli, and continues to be so. So, yeah. Yo, so this is covering the earthquakes that have just happened in Japan, or that happened a few hours ago, that covered and am going to be covering, but you can see that there has been widespread damage reports, and that there have been actually a number of earthquakes, not just two larger ones, but a number of fives. You can see them reported there, as well as shaking around and about. Let's see. So this is a news report speaking about it, but we'll just mute that for now. So this is, I believe, going to continue to pick up, and that it's related to the narrative that I'm explaining, and that people should be listening and awake and aware. Yeah. Yo, let's just look a little more. They're doing a little coverage here. So you can see that this has caused landslides, and they're doing this aerial here, seemingly having affected large portions. I believe there's a lot of people without power at the moment, and seemingly the facades of these buildings are damaged, maybe more than just the facade. Collapsed roofs. So thus far says no reports, at least they're in the chat. We'll see what happens by the report tonight, so I'll check in back then. Yeah. Yo, just wanted to bring up some more coverage of this earthquake that's gone on in Japan. or the earthquake and several earthquakes that have gone on in Japan that followed the super typhoon that just hit. There would appear to be 100 injured, about 20 missing. So just wanted to continue the coverage. Yeah. Yo, let's look some more at this coverage. 新千歳空港のターミナルビル会社は国内線、国際線ともに新千歳空港を発着するすべての便の欠航を決めました。新千歳空港では今回の地震で壁が剥がれたり水漏れが多数確認されていて、管理会社は安全確認や復旧作業を進めています。国土交通省新千歳空港事務所によりますと、これまでのところ滑走路の被害は確認されていないということです。Yo, it's the earthquake report for September 5th, 2018. Let's look at the earthquakes for the day because there were several major earthquakes in Japan today, specifically Hokkaido region. It says Tomakomai, Japan. Tomakomai. So a 6.6, a 5.3, a 4.8, a 4.3, a 4.6, and a 5.4. But this 6.6 is a major one. It originally, looking at it, was a 6.8 or 6.9 and was downgraded. But it was a very devastating earthquake, and we'll look at some of the damage that it's done, but it has affected people. There are fatalities and missing and injured and landslides and damage and all sorts of stuff to report. But let's look at the other earthquakes real fast. So the most recent earthquake is this very deep 5.5 at Lambasa, Fiji, and you can see there are several other around the area. It's around where we saw the very deep 8.2, which would be in some, if you count by depth, if you raise it the magnitude by depth, then that would be one of the most powerful earthquakes ever, and that was only a couple of weeks ago. So we're definitely headed towards a point of increased activity that seemingly will affect people. So to be aware of this would be wise. So we have a swarm here in Alaska, northern and southern Alaska, as well as a couple, and these are just over 2.5, but a couple under 2.5 in Hawaii as well. Let's look, all magnitude. Yeah, you can see a couple. You can see all the small ones here in the United States. Not even all of them. This is just the ones that the USGS reports, as well as a number here of the islands, Puerto Rico and Dominican Republic. And the Atlantic Ocean here, saw a strike that they're saying is Portugal. So activity about, let's look at the other, again, very deep. If we did by depth, that's the second deepest of the day, but still very deep normally. A lot of the deep ones are happening in Fiji, so maybe there's something happening way down deep around there that is activating this or causing this or a part of this. So looking at the felt reports, I don't think that this has all the felt reports, but basically no electricity right now, everyone's alright, strong shaking, shook our tower for 20 seconds. So I don't believe this is all the reports. I think that There's more to it than that, but those are the felt reports for the day. Again, looking at this, here I'll turn these off real fast so that you can see what this looks like. And originally, again, it was a 6.8 or 6.9 that it was lowered while I was looking at it. So I do believe that this was strong enough to affect a lot of people, and so it doesn't really particularly matter that 0.2 that was changed. It was obviously felt. So you can see here it's the most highlighted earthquake of the day, but that there were a number in the same place as I highlighted in the other websites, as well as the deep one here in the Fiji region. Looking at Bahrain, Fiji quake, and the Hokkaido quake here, Hokkaido and Fiji, and nothing new to report in Israel. Okay, just making sure that this is still set up properly. Actually, here, I can turn this off so you can see. Sakurajima is not doing anything. Opakate Patel not doing anything. Stromboli, you can see, is emissions right now actively. So that's interesting. I got some video. It will be earlier on this, so you'll have already seen it. But this is what it looks like during the daytime as opposed to at night when you can see the glow, actively the glow. And Etna is doing its thing, as well as Osama. So all of them seem to be actively steaming or letting you know they are not sleeping and dormant and not active, and that you should probably be listening to this Word of God person. Okay, so here is some coverage by the same people who do the multi-view volcano of Hokkaido. And you can see strong quake rocks Hokkaido. That maybe this is another quake in the region that they're doing aerial coverage because it triggered landslides that people were actually affected. 5 residents found with no vital signs at Atsuma town in Hokkaido after huge landslides hit the town. So these quakes are actually affecting people, and this is actually happening, and this is real life, and to be aware of it is important. So let's look at some of the coverage of people's videos, and I'll listen along. You can see everything is shaking. Literally everything is shaking. Happy life. Everything's shaking.
なんかまた揺れてる。
言ってる。
今の一発目でガッサリいっちゃいます。
And it looks like, that it doesn't look like anybody's going to be driving down that in any way normal for a while. So that this is happening, that you can look on my Twitter here, and this specific thread is the earthquake thread that I've been putting along all the earthquake reports, and as well as, these are reports. Okay, this is Timpson, Texas. So first of all, this was yesterday's report, and there was and this is near coast of Honshu, Japan, and then Timpson, Texas. So East Texas, not too far north Houston, and not too far south of Dallas. That then there is a large for Timpson, Texas. There's not a typical earthquake place, and then Japan, and these are seemingly related because I'm telling you exactly what's going on. You can look at my videos, you can look at the situation, and you can look at manifest reality, and you'd have to be denying reality and wanting to live in a place that's worse than what could. I don't know, you just have to be really unaware, I guess. So here is when I started on April 19th giving this early earthquake warning, like this specific thread. April 19th I talked about just less on the earthquake report here, but that this is earthquake related, that the sixth seal of the Book of Revelation, April 23rd, comes 5 months after the fifth seal, and that something seems to be going on here, and that there definitely appears to be this situation because lava started exploding out of the ground in Kilauea, and lots of earthquakes, and seemingly, exactly what I'm saying, reinforcing the points that I'm making, because these people are continuing to attack me, or my issue is not being dealt with in a way that would perpetuate any kind of desirable reality or kingdom of heaven or anything. I'm pretty sure people are attacking me though. Which is, exactly what I just said. So here's Earthquake 3D. Let's look at this before finishing off everything. So you can see the earthquakes in Japan are like the largest thing on the globe here as far as earthquakes are concerned. But the most pulled up is the most recent Fiji quake, and that means it's the deepest. So when it's pulled up further off the map, it's deeper. So these are successive deeper earthquakes, a swarm of successive earthquakes here in Alaska, northern and southern, like I said. So activity still going on, still active, and you can look at this one. This one looks like you don't have to do much deciphering. There's this crack that's going, this is the fault, right, that's going along, and we'll look here, you can see the fault lines, and so this one's just visible. This is like right in the middle of one of the fault points. So as well as Hawaii activity, you can look and say that there's more activity than that even in Hawaii. If you did well, I would think that it would just have everything, huh? No, that's 1 hour. Okay, this is all day. Oh. Yes. Okay, well, that there's still activity in Hawaii. It seems to be still steaming. It's, all the points around it are doing things that this is all going on. So, stay awake, stay aware. If you have any thoughts or comments, there's a Bible, you should read it. because it's going to tell you what's actually happening. And I hope you have a blessed day. Yeah.